almost. Whoop, whoop, boom. Poor man's burnt ends. Intro. Yeah, so my wife wants burnt ends. I'm too poor to afford a brisket, so we're gonna do poor man's burnt ends today. Got this on sale at my local grocer. It's just a choice chuck roast. So we'll pop this thing over. Acrobatics. Oh. We're cooking it like a brisket. So I'm gonna use a binder here. Just a cheap old mustard. And we're gonna rub it on, slather it, make sure it gets everywhere, because this is gonna hold our seasoning on pretty good. And you can use whatever you want for a binder. A lot of people use Worcestershire sauce. You could use barbecue sauce, olive oil. You could use something that has a higher smoke temp, like avocado oil. I know these are called poor man's burnt ends, but you know, chuck roast per pound is actually more money. But you're not having to buy the entire brisket. You're just buying a chunk like that. Gotta change the gloves because they're all mustardy. Something you definitely want to do if you're smoking a lot of meat, or if you just smoke meat in general. Get you some disposable gloves and get a lot of them. I just get mine on Amazon. I got the black ones. Actually, I don't know if there's like a thing with the black ones, like if there's a benefit. I mainly just got them because the black ones, because everyone on YouTube seems to be using the black ones. So, binder on. We're gonna hit it with a base of this brisket seasoning by Texas Pepper Jelly. I got it in you know where, Lehigh's Barbecue Pit Stop. Love those guys, they're super nice. We're gonna go a little heavy on the seasoning today. I want every one of these bites to be like, holy cow, that bite was so good. What up? We gonna get seasoning up in here. Don't forget the sides. And we're trying to be fast about this. I have somewhere to be. And that's what's great about these is I can leave and these guys can cook. The other thing that's nice is because I have the Yoder, they have that onboard fireboard technology, so I actually can monitor this from anywhere. Today's Sunday, so, you know, gotta go to church. Looks like we got that first base on. Ooh. Oopsies. Throw that in the sink. Okay, now we're coming through with this Hardcore Carnivore Black. This is one of my wife's favorite beef seasonings. I used it on my pork belly like a brisket video, if you remember, or if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's pretty good. I used it on pork just for fun. It turned out pretty good. Man, we're just moving and grooving. I also feel like I don't season my meat enough, so I'm kind of going over the top today. I don't know if you can see it on my pan, but there's definitely more seasoning here on the pan than normal. So I want to get all that goodness in here. I want this thing to be like, woo-hoo-wee. So good. That's what I want it to be like. So we're going to let this thing rest just like 15 minutes. I don't have a whole lot of time today for that because I need to start getting ready. I'm going to throw it up on the Yoder. We're going to run about 250 degrees. You can run these a little bit hotter. You can go all the way up to 275 if you're in a time crunch. I want to float this until I'm done at church. So I want it to cook a little bit slower. So I actually might even put it in at 225. I'll let you know. I actually let this thing rest for an hour while I was at church. Now we're going to throw it on the Yoder here. And we're going to let this ride just like a brisket until it gets to a good internal temp. Then we're going to pull it and do the rest of the things for burnt ends. And here she blows. We got a lot of liquid in there, so you know that things are working good. We're gonna just stick that guy right there. Just, you know, tuck it in, pat it, make sure it's nice and... We're gonna put our probe in as well, because I'm going to leave again. We need to make sure we're watching it. So until it's ready to cube, I'll see you later. I'm trying to speed up the cook here, just because I'm trying to get dinner on the table for the kids. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it to kind of get some extra speed. So if you come in here, you can see that we're getting some really good bark here. Our internal temp's at 159, so I think this is plenty good to wrap and get in here so we can get that internal temp up quicker, like I was saying. And so here I didn't have any disposable aluminum pans, so we're just using a glass dish today. And I put some beef tallow in the bottom there. And we're just gonna wrap it with some foil. We'll let that swim and intermingle, you know, with all that tallow and whatnot in there. I'm gonna have to manually temp because I can't get a probe through glass, obviously. Yeah, we're looking to get up closer to the 200s, and then we're gonna cube it and make some burnt ends, which is gonna be way good. See you later. Okay. I don't wanna say okay as much. Get my good side. She's done. We're at around 200 degrees, so now we need to pull it, chunk it up. Before we go too much farther, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor today, Honeycut Hollow. They sent me these 2 lights that, you know, make my video quality better, so I appreciate it. Let's get into it. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention, I actually let this cool down a little bit before we got too far, just because it's easier to manipulate when it's on the cooler side. Okay, let's cut these puppies into some chunks. This is, oof, that was like butter, yo. Man, I want to taste some of these right now. Woohoo! Man, look at this. Sweating. It's got a sick smoke ring. I mean, come here. Look at this. Meat close-up. Look at this. Meat. Look at that smoke ring. Yeah, you get a 3rd light. Honeycut Hollow, send me a 3rd light to put behind the camera. Yeah, I'm struggling not just snacking into one of these right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually throw these back in our pan. Normally I'd have an aluminum pan, but I don't have one today. I'm actually going to dump out a majority of this tallow because I actually don't want a whole bunch of tallow in there. I want my stuff to kind of start barking up on all the sides because we're going to season this even more because we want every bite to be super flavorful. Barbecue juice. We put the burnt ends into our pan. We're actually going to season it even more just because we want to get seasoning all on the inside of the meat as well. For the sweet seasoning, because I want to get a little bit of sweet profile in there, we're using John Henry's sugar maple rub. We got everything coated up with another round of seasoning. Everything should be looking good, tasting good. I'm going to put this tallow back in. We're going to take it back out to the pit, let it ride for another maybe half hour just to catch a little bit more smoke, kind of glaze things up a bit, and then we can try it. Let's do it. I just like my singing. Yeah, so we let them go on the smoker for about 30 to 45 minutes at 225. We've let them cool down a little bit. We're going to dig in. I'm going to try one here. Tell you what, that doesn't suck. Man. It's got the sweet. It's got the salty. It's tender. Would I say they're better than like a brisket burnt end? No. But for like $20, you show up to a party with some of those,
guarantee you'll be the talk of the party. You'll actually have friends. That's how I got all my friends. I'm going to eat dinner now.